Hi guys, it's Natalie. Welcome to my channel. Sorry this is a little late. I'm trying to get this out as quick as possible. It's story time. It's Wednesday. I tried to do another P. Louise look. What do you guys think? They're hard. I ordered I ordered the palette and the base because I want to try it so badly. I just can't help it. I think the white is really going to make a difference. I think they're going to be awesome shadows. I know it takes like a month to get them though, so we're not going to know anytime soon. Man, today was so rough. So rough. I'm really struggling with Sean and the potty. He uses it. He knows how to use the potty. He is just so much like me, just so like he knows I want him to use the potty, so he's like so defiant. And I'm so happy the summer's coming so we can do stuff outside. It just sometimes like being home all day, I can't work on my stuff when he's like being crazy. So it's all day of like us just he was just so defiant today, and it was a struggle. You know, moms out there, when you get to that point where you're like, I cannot do this, and you just like sit down and cry, like that's where I was at today. That's where I was at. Rough, man. It can be rough. So I quit smoking. I know I do this all the time, but no, like I kept trying and then I couldn't do it. This time I finally made it a couple weeks, and I was like almost done with the nicotine patch, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna buy one. So I bought ones that were stronger, and I've just been using like half of it, not cutting it in half, just pulling half the wrapper off. And I swear to God, I wasn't used to them or something, and I put it on earlier. We'll see if it happens again. And I was like overdosing on nicotine or something, like. But I didn't like break it. It was just that's how low my tolerance is now or something, which is crazy. It's like a cigarette, you know, like thinking of the stuff I used to do and then like a cigarette being too much. But so it's story time, and it is the story time about when Sean died. I don't think I'm gonna cry because I am very good at like separating things. Like, this is story time. I'm talking to you guys. I'm telling the story, but I'm not thinking. I'm able to do that a lot of times with my life. That's just how I get through stuff. It's probably not healthy, but that's how I do it. So I can probably successfully tell it without crying. We will see. I did the makeup first and took my pictures in case I do cry. So it's already done. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna jump into the story. So I had the pictures here. So this is a picture. I just wanted to show this. This is a picture I always have in the back. This is Sean right after Big Sean died. I had just gotten a new car that I totaled, of course, but I had just got my new car. It was so nice. It was a brand new, like, fully loaded Fusion. I loved it. And this was Sean in it. Look how cute. Everyone was like, he has a mullet. I'm like, he does not. I don't care if it's a mullet. On my baby, it's not a mullet. How about that? How about that? So here is a picture of us all at the hospital. My little baby Sean. Oh, my little baby Sean. And me, obviously, and Sean. I gotta show some better pictures. These were just what I happen to have here. So, oh my gosh, this story is so involved. Alright, I'm just gonna tell it. Here we go. So, the night Sean died, I gotta get comfortable. So, okay, Sean died on a Saturday morning at like 8:30. The night before, obviously Friday night, I worked late. So my mom had baby Sean, and then big Sean would get home and be with him, okay? So my mom ended up saying later on that like she had put the baby to sleep. He was fine. She knew I was about to be home very soon because for some reason he came home late. I forget why, if he was working late or what. And my mom was like, I was going to end up talking to you and letting you know that I thought something was up when he came home, but I knew you were about to be home and the baby was sleeping, and I know how much stress you have, so I didn't want to bring it up that night. Well, she didn't need to because I got home. Okay, so I got cracking. So I leave work Friday night. It's so late. I'm so stressed. Like this point in my life was just like every day was so overwhelming. Just because the wedding, my real estate classes, working all the time, a house, a baby, my own addiction, my fiance's addiction, like, oh my gosh. So I get home. So I'm on my way home. I get a speeding ticket. I was like, it was one of those things where it's like you're going like 5 miles an hour over in the speed trap, and it's like figures, you know, why wouldn't I? So I get this speeding ticket, and I get home, and I walk into the kitchen, and Sean is nodding out in the doorway, like standing up, nodding out, and I'm like, I was so tired, I could not deal with it. Dude, I just could not deal with it. So I was like, whatever, we're gonna go to bed, okay. In my head, it was just not the time. So this is the part, this is where I'll tell the story and then I'll tell my views on it. So we go to bed, okay. We get into bed and Sean is like kicking almost, which is weird because remember, he's falling asleep in the kitchen, then we get into bed and he's kicking almost like that withdrawal kick. Like just so uncomfortable. Like yes, he was smoking crack also on top of the heroin. It probably taking God knows what else, but still, you know, like he did an opiate. He should have been able to fall asleep if he was nodding out that badly in the kitchen. And it's not like he went and did something else. Like we went straight to bed. So he's kicking violently, can't sleep. He's like, I'm gonna get up so I don't keep you up, because I had like Saturday, I had all this stuff to do as usual, and then I had to work at night. So he knew just like how much I was going through, so he was like, all right, I'm gonna get up so I don't keep you up. So in the morning, so I wake up, and I actually wake up and Sean like jumps on top of me. Like we were like very immature. Like I saw this the other day and it's so true. It takes a mature person to know when to be immature. Is that it? But I like that. Like we were always like super crazy and playful, but that's just how I am. Like if I love somebody, I have to love them though to be like that. Like I could date someone for years and like probably not even be like that. Like I'm such a weird person. I only click and vibe with certain people, and they're very few and far between, and I like it that way. So anyway, Sean like jumps on top of me and is just like wakes me up, and I'm like, hi, you know, and we're talking for a second, and he's like saying how he probably went and got high and was all happy, and then came in my room and like jumped on top of me and was talking, because why else, like addicts, like we're not chipper in the morning, you know that. So he was saying I was going to go to work, and I was like, well, wake me up before you go so I can say I love you. And he was like, no, I don't want to bother you again. And I think I like told him again to do it, I don't know, but he didn't. So that was the last time I ever saw him. And I woke up and he had Sean's bottle waiting for me. And I don't know why, like it was just something so small, but like it made me like smile. I remember, like, because you know how when you're so overwhelmed, and it wasn't the point of it being like such a small gesture, it was the point that he thought about like how overwhelmed I was and how like It would be so nice to have that ready. Because Sean started crying. And I like got up to make the bottle and I looked and I realized he had made it for me. And Sean woke up at like the exact same time like his dad was dying, I'm telling you, because I know when he died, like we woke up and I just remember smiling and I think I texted him like thank you for the bottle, but he was already dead, I guess. And I was texting him all day and he was dead. I thought he was just busy at work, and then he was supposed to go pick his daughter up, and like it was a lot of driving, and I just thought he was busy, and he wasn't the kind of person that was on his phone all the time. Like, he just wasn't. So that day was just normal. I had no idea, and yeah, he died in the morning and nobody found him until like nighttime. And it was August, like 100 degrees in a parking lot. Alone in his car with a needle in his arm. So I hate this story. So I go to work and I still haven't heard anything. And I remember going on my phone and like looking at Facebook and seeing he wasn't active all day, and like my stomach dropped. I was like, oh, why hasn't he been active all day? And then I was like, no, I'm overreacting, whatever. And I remember I was like talking to the bartender and she walks in the back, answers the phone. I don't even know why, like she answered the phone, and then she comes out of the office and she's still and I'm still talking, and she's like not listening, and she's like, your last name is Moskorisin? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, someone was just on the phone for you, there was an emergency, they're coming to get you. And I knew. I just knew because, well, she said your mom was on the phone, your dad's coming to get you, so they're both alive. If something happened to my son, they would have told me they would have told me. My grandparents, they wouldn't have came to get me an hour before my shift ended. If something happened to my grandparents, they just wouldn't. I just know them. And they won't come for anything unless it's extreme, because they know how serious I was about working. So I remember like pacing around trying to clean. I wasn't really smoking at the time, so someone gave me a cigarette. We went outside. They were like, calm down, don't think the worst. And I'm like, it's bad. I know it's bad. And I remember I was eating this stupid pecan chicken salad. Those were my favorite. And it was sitting on the table and I threw it out, and I was like, I can't eat anything. And my dad walked in and I could like just see it. I just knew, and I ran up to him and I was like, what's wrong? And he was like, come outside, buddy. And I was like, tell me what's wrong. Is Sean dead? And he's like, come on, buddy, please just come outside. And he was crying, and like he started to cry because I was like getting so upset. And my dad, I've never seen my dad cry ever in my life, and I was like, no. I was like, just tell me, is he dead? And he was like, yeah, he's dead. And I can't believe I'm crying. I never even cry when I tell a story. It's because I'm like sitting here like in my head. And I just remember like I couldn't walk, and my dad like dragged me outside. And he like held me on this bench, and I just screamed. And I felt like I wasn't in my body or something. And I was like, I can't be dead. Like, you don't believe that it could be possible, you know? You just don't believe it could be possible. And had to go back inside and give them my money. I don't even know. And my dad drove me home, and the cops knocked at our door looking for Sean's mom, and Sean's mom is dead. She was murdered when Sean was 11. Returning books to a library. She was robbed and killed. He never got over it, and my mom said they knocked, and she answered, and she was like, oh, Suzanne is dead, but his fiance's mom, and they told her, and you know, baby Sean was upstairs sleeping. I remember just looking at him the next day and him being so happy and smiling and being like, thinking like, how you don't have a daddy anymore. And it hurt so bad. And when we got home from Applebee's, I had to call his dad in the middle of the night and wake him up and tell him that his son was dead. After he already knew his wife was dead, got killed, you know. And it was just terrible. It was just terrible. I don't even want to talk about this anymore. I'll finish this. We'll talk about this again next week, because I want to talk about like what I think about like how he died, and then like more. We'll just finish it. I just don't feel like doing this right now, but yeah, that's it. I miss Sean a lot. I really do. I'm about to put this up and not even edit it like at all, because it's late and I just want to get it up and whatever, you know. Alright, you guys know the drill. Hit the subscribe button, check out the giveaway on the Insta. Yeah, do all that stuff. Like the video. Alright, I love you. Bye.